North Korea stands as one of the most enigmatic and secretive nations on the planet, shrouded in layers of mystery that few outsiders have ever managed to penetrate. Its borders are tightly sealed, its people rarely allowed to interact with the outside world, and its government maintains an iron grip on every aspect of daily life. The country's capital, Pyongyang, is a city of stark contrasts. Gleaming monuments and wide boulevards mask the reality of a society built on surveillance, loyalty, and fear. For decades, North Korea has fascinated and confounded the world, its true nature hidden behind a carefully constructed veil. At the center of this secretive regime is Kim Jong Un, the third generation of his family to rule with absolute authority. His leadership is defined by a relentless cultivation of his own image, with state media portraying him as both a benevolent father figure and a powerful military commander. Public events are meticulously choreographed, and every appearance is designed to reinforce the myth of the leader's infallibility. The regime's grip on information is so tight that even the smallest details about Kim's personal life are considered state secrets, fueling endless speculation and rumor. But perhaps the most intriguing and disturbing aspect of North Korea's elite culture is the existence of the so-called pleasure squad, or Kipumjo. This secretive group, reportedly handpicked from a young age, is said to serve the personal desires of the country's top leaders. The Kipumjo has become a symbol of the regime's unchecked power and privilege, a stark reminder of the vast gulf between the ruling elite and ordinary citizens. Behind the high walls of Pyongyang's palaces, stories of opulence and excess abound, painting a picture of a world that few North Koreans will ever see. Whispers about the pleasure squad have circulated for years, offering outsiders a rare and unsettling glimpse into the hidden mechanisms of power in North Korea. These stories, often pieced together from defectors' testimonies and rare leaks, reveal a society where loyalty is rewarded with unimaginable luxury, and disobedience can mean sudden disappearance. The secrecy surrounding the Kipumjo is so intense that even mentioning it within North Korea is considered dangerous. Yet these rumors persist, fueling both fascination and horror in equal measure. This essay seeks to peel back the layers of myth and propaganda, delving into the stories and excesses that lie beneath North Korea's shroud of secrecy. We will explore not only the privileges enjoyed by the elite, but also the profound human cost of maintaining such a rigid hierarchy. For every tale of luxury, there are countless stories of hardship, families separated, lives controlled, and dreams stifled by a system that values obedience above all else. The contrast between the lives of the privileged few and the struggles of ordinary citizens is stark, and it is this contrast that defines the true nature of North Korean society. By examining these hidden aspects of North Korean life, we can begin to understand the complex dynamics that shape this isolated nation. The stories of the Kipumjo and the elite are not just tales of excess, they are windows into a society where power is absolute, and secrecy is a way of life. But beyond the headlines and rumors, there are real people whose lives are shaped by forces beyond their control. Their resilience, hopes, and fears offer a more nuanced picture of North Korea than any official narrative could provide. Our journey through North Korea's veil of secrecy is about more than uncovering hidden truths, it's about fostering empathy for those whose lives are shaped by them. As we explore the stories behind the headlines, we invite you to look beyond the myths and see the humanity at the heart of this mysterious nation. The origins of the Kipumjo, or so-called pleasure squad, can be traced back to the era of Kim Il-sung in the 1970s. During this period, North Korea was consolidating its identity as a closed, highly controlled society, and the leadership sought new ways to reinforce its power and maintain absolute loyalty among the elite. The creation of the Kipumjo was not merely about personal indulgence for the leadership, it was a calculated move to establish a tradition of control, secrecy, and manipulation that would become deeply embedded in the regime's culture. This tradition, once shrouded in whispers and rumors, has endured for decades and continues to shape the lives of countless young women in North Korea today. The Kipumjo is not just a relic of the past, it is a living institution, a symbol of the regime's ongoing grip over its people, especially women, who are often seen as tools for the state's pleasure and propaganda. Each year, an estimated 2,000 young women are handpicked from across the country, chosen for their beauty, poise, and artistic talent. These girls, often in their teens, are taken from their families and subjected to rigorous training in music, dance, and etiquette, Their days are filled with relentless rehearsals and strict discipline, all designed to mold them into perfect entertainers and in some cases concubines for the regime's most powerful men. The pressure to perform flawlessly is immense, and failure is not tolerated. The selection process is both invasive and shrouded in secrecy. Officials visit schools and communities, conducting interviews and physical inspections, often without fully disclosing their intentions. Families are frequently told that their daughters have been chosen for prestigious government service or special arts programs, but the reality is far more disturbing. Once selected, the girls are isolated from their loved ones, stripped of their autonomy and forced to serve the regime in ways they never imagined. After their service, former members of the Kipumjo are sworn to absolute silence. They are forbidden from speaking about their experiences, even to their closest family members. Many live with the psychological scars of their time in the squad, their stories hidden from the world by a regime determined to erase any trace of dissent or vulnerability. The secrecy surrounding the Kipumjo ensures that the truth remains buried, and the women's voices are silenced long after their service ends. The re-establishment of the Kipumjo under Kim Jong Un is a stark reminder that the regime's methods of control and domination are far from relics of the past. Instead, they are actively maintained and adapted to reinforce the absolute authority of the leadership. Through the Kipumjo, the regime continues to wield power over its people, using tradition, secrecy, and fear to ensure its dominance endures for another generation. The emotional toll on women in the pleasure squad reveals the human cost of North Korea's regime. Rare testimonies from defectors like Mi Hyang and insights from insiders such as Kenji Fujimoto expose a world of exploitation and lost agency. These stories highlight the abuse of power and the exploitation of minors, condemned by international human rights organizations. The regime's prioritization of elite pleasure over individual rights is a stark violation of human dignity. Sharing these narratives sheds light on the hidden suffering within North Korean society. The pleasure squad is just one facet of Kim Jong Un's extravagant lifestyle, lived in opulent palaces far removed from his people's struggles. Kim enjoys luxury, from gourmet cuisine to fleets of high-end vehicles, while most North Koreans face poverty. The pleasure squad's presence in these palaces underscores the regime's focus on excess and control. This stark contrast between the leader's indulgence and his citizens' hardship highlights the regime's priorities. In a nation where dissent is crushed, the leader's luxury stands as a jarring symbol of power. Kim Jong Un's armored luxury train, a tradition that began with his grandfather Kim Il-sung, is far more than just a means of transportation. It is a rolling symbol of absolute power, a fortress on rails that projects the might and mystique of North Korea's ruling dynasty. For decades, this train has been shrouded in secrecy, its movements closely guarded, its interiors the subject of endless speculation. To the outside world, it is a rare glimpse into the life of a leader who is almost never seen outside his own borders. The train itself is a marvel of Cold War-era engineering, originally gifted by Soviet leader Joseph Stalin to Kim Il-sung. Over the years, it has been meticulously upgraded, blending old-world opulence with modern security features. Inside, the carriages are lined with plush carpets, polished wood, and gold accents. Gourmet meals are prepared by top chefs, and there are private compartments for meetings, relaxation, and even entertainment. Kim's personal Mercedes-Benz is loaded onto a special carriage, ensuring he can travel in style and security at every stop. On board, the so-called pleasure squad, a group of carefully selected women, serve as hostesses, attending to the leader and his entourage. Their presence is as much about maintaining an atmosphere of luxury as it is about reinforcing the strict hierarchy and control that define the regime. Every detail from the uniforms to the service is choreographed to project an image of absolute authority and privilege. Security surrounding the train is nothing short of extraordinary. As the armored convoy moves across the countryside, all other rail traffic is halted for hours, sometimes even days. Thousands of soldiers are deployed along the route, scanning for threats and ensuring no one comes close. Military helicopters patrol overhead, and armored vehicles shadow the train's every move. The entire operation is a display of the regime's paranoia and its determination to protect its leader at all costs. For those rare officials and guests allowed on board, the journey is a surreal experience. Behind the heavy curtains and bulletproof glass, life unfolds in a world of excess and privilege. Lavish banquets, private meetings, and moments of relaxation are all carefully orchestrated, offering a fleeting escape from the rigid realities of life in North Korea. These journeys are not just about travel, they are about reinforcing loyalty, rewarding the elite, and showcasing the regime's power. Yet, as the train glides past impoverished villages and crumbling towns, its opulence becomes a stark metaphor for the deep inequalities that define North Korean society. The gleaming carriages and sumptuous interiors stand in sharp contrast to the hardship faced by ordinary citizens. In many ways, the armored train is not just a moving fortress, it is a rolling reminder of the regime's priorities, and the vast gulf between those who rule and those who are ruled. While the elite live in luxury, most North Koreans endure poverty, food shortages, and constant surveillance. The regime's focus on military spending and elite privilege leaves little for public welfare, deepening the divide. In Pyongyang, showcase projects mask underlying hardship, while rural areas suffer even more. The daily struggles of ordinary citizens reveal the true cost of the regime's priorities. Their resilience is a testament to the strength of the human spirit amid adversity. The Pleasure Squad's history of exploitation is just one example of how secrecy and privilege shape North Korean society. For these women, isolation and coercion are the norm, with lasting psychological impacts. The regime's insistence on secrecy protects its image but disregards personal freedoms. The gap between elite and ordinary citizens is a stark reminder of the human cost of such control. Shedding light on these stories helps us understand the complexities of life under North Korea's regime. Emotional storytelling is vital to conveying the human impact of North Korea's secretive practices. By focusing on personal narratives, we move beyond sensationalism and honor the dignity of those affected. Facts and empathy together foster a deeper understanding of North Korean society. Through these stories, we challenge assumptions and invite curiosity about the world's most secretive places. As we conclude, the stories of North Korea's pleasure squad and elite lifestyle reveal a nation defined by secrecy, power, and human cost. Shedding light on these hidden aspects helps us grasp the realities faced by its people. This exploration encourages reflection and curiosity about life in secretive regimes. By sharing these stories, we hope to inspire empathy and a deeper understanding of those living behind the veil.